Welcome, fans of the Roller Derby, Day 3, Track 3 of Big O 2019. I'm Apple Bottoms Up.
I am Speaker of the House.
Welcome, welcome. We are happy to be announcing in a few moments the Sonoma County Roller Derby All-Stars in the teal and purple.
And we're going to have Gorge Roller Derby, also the All-Stars, over there in the white. So, yeah, kind of a similar accent color, at least, between the two teams. So hopefully you at home or watching in this simulcast will be able to tell the difference.
Well, have you enjoyed yourself this weekend?
It's actually been really fantastic. I've kind of looked up into some really good games. I've actually got to have an announcing opportunity for both of these two teams, and they were absolutely fun games because they seem like fun teams.
They are, and I am a member of the host league, Emerald City Roller Derby, and we have played with the Gorge City Roller All-Stars several times over the years. They've come down to Eugene, Oregon, out of Washington. They're kind of a mix-up all over the Gorge. So we've had a fantastic experience playing them, and they've always been really, really pretty hard-hitting team to beat. So we've had wins against them. We've had losses. Sonoma also has played Emerald City before, so I'm excited to see. I've watched Sonoma earlier this weekend, and they were a lot of fun last night against Los Anarchists.
Yeah, well, you know, you were talking about last night. So last night, of course, you know, I was over there on track 2 here because we have 3 tracks going all weekend long, and I had a really fun time calling that Sonoma Palouse River. You know, Sonoma came in here, lowest ranked team, went and made the giant kill there in that game. So kind of trying to do that here again, see if they can kind of up their ranking by beating some, you know, higher ranked teams.
I misspoke. It was Palouse.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep all my derby games straight in this team.
Well,
I'm like, those are juniors. Well, it's day 3. You have to get me warmed up here.
Yeah, my thing is it becomes one of those things where you just say the other day. Well, which day? I don't know anymore. It was the other day. The time that is not present, that's when it was. So, hey.
Right. We can roll through these rosters. We're going to go ahead and introduce in the blue teal, if you may, the Sonoma County Roller Derby All-Stars. Number 0, Rowdy Bout It. Number 1729, Lucille Balls. 1935, Foxy Trotter. 22, Sonar. 23, Lethal. Number 3, Tofurious. 335, The Hotspot. 479, Swole Destroyer. Number 5, Buzzkill. 50, Shira Badass. Number 504, Wheeziana Slamma. Number 76, Killerismanic. Number 777, Grits. 7950, Renegade. And 888, Gidget Gardo.
All right, and that is our Sonoma County team. And coming up, wearing the white accented with the blue, it is going to be Gorge Roller Derby, Roller Girl All-Stars, number 007, Cassassin 08, Facebounder, number 11, Ginger Binger, 1618, Mies van der Rohe, 22, Andy Oakley, 314, Kimbo Slice, 39, Comet, 409, Aftermath, number 42, Feist, 428, Brutality, 52, J-Bomb, 62, Like a Vegan, 86, Maytag, number 9, Pitbull, and 95, Slamboni.
And rolling out now, we have 007, Cassassin, up against number 0, Rowdy Bout It for Sonoma.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been excited all day to see these two teams match up. Both of them have had some really fascinating games thus far, a lot of discipline, but some exciting gameplay style as well.
That's right. Right now we have no lead jammer as of yet, as everybody is really pushing, barely moving on that turn 1. Looks like everybody's offense and defense matching up pretty well. But now your lead for the Gorge City, Cassassin.
So go ahead and speed it up. We saw some speed up gameplay from both of these teams in this tournament so far, willing to run it out to try and not get the points given up. So only 2 going to be tapped up on the board in that first turn of the track.
All right, number 504, that's Wheezy Anna Slamma up against number 39 Comet in the white. They have a lovely color mixture, all these Gorge and Sonoma County skaters on the track.
Yeah, definitely different. You usually see a lot of the blacks, the reds, the pinks, those things. Now we just got another lead jam opportunity going out there for Gorge. 2 in a row already to start this.
Comet taking that opportunity. Oh, slamming through. Tough knock, but gets right back at it. Nice work for the Sonoma Counties, led by number 777. Grits kind of leading that blocking. Not enough to stop Comet.
So yeah, Sonoma County's defense was really what was ascendant in yesterday's game. They finally started putting the points together as we got through the first half. So right now it is Gorge wanting to come out and put 2 wins on the weekend here. Going to go ahead and call off the jam as everybody got back into the mix of things. So just a quick 5 points. At least got 1 trip around and peeled off 1 more on the back end there. So it kind of make it a multi-score pass.
And on that Derby Warehouse jam line in number 479, Swole Destroy Ya up against number 62, Like a Vegan.
Yeah, I gotta admit, one of my fun things about coming to tournaments is getting to see new players and new names, and these 2 teams have some of my favorite names right now.
That's right. I have been having the best time hearing all of our Derby family and their creativity. Not always easy to say, but fun.
So we're gonna have Swole Destroyer getting the first lead jam status of the game for Sonoma County. Fully trying to get re-engaged now. That defense for Gorge is like, well, you beat us once, try and make it twice.
And an opportunity for Sonoma as Gorge loses their jammer to the penalty box. A power jam for Sonoma. A little bit of passive offense there from their team, and everybody's jumping in now, seeing if they can get through that inside line. 2 to beat, and 4 points, Sonoma County, bringing that up to 8 points so far.
Yeah, that's something I saw in last night's game for Sonoma County. They kind of really want to take a measured approach to their offense because, we've seen it a lot. A lot of teams try to get a little bit frenetic, and they kind of get in the way of their own jammer. Sonoma obviously not trying to do that out here.
And a lead change, or excuse me, score lead change here. Gorge jammer now out of the penalty box, and Sonoma calling that.
Didn't quite have eyes on there for a moment there. Swole Destroyer almost let, Gorge get back in there and kind of carve off a couple of points at the back end. But yeah, that's 7 points. I think we're going to have a close game. 12 points. We're going to have a close game.
Yeah.
Just watching these 2 teams this weekend, they seem very similar in a lot of ways.
Well, they're well matched, and they've probably maybe seen each other in the past. I'm not sure about that, but we definitely have witnessed a lot of strong gameplay over the weekend so far. Sonar, number 22 in the blue for Sonoma, going up against number 42 in the white, Feisty.
So kind of a little pick and pop from both of these jammers. Feisty looking like a free run on the outside, does break the outside, grabs that lead. So now 3-1 advantage so far in the early going for Gorge.
Sonar out of the pack, looking to lap, but already Gorge is engaging. Again, that big 3-wall of Sonoma blockers waterfalled up by the offense. Good sweeping from the Gorge blockers, trying to get that opportunity to regain the lead. Plenty early on in the game here. Like to take this opportunity to remind you to hit this. That's our Derby Gear exclusive skate shop for the Big O. Before you hit the track, hit this.
So we're going to reset the jammer rotation, coming back to Cassassin and Rowdy About It. Both teams now locked in on that Derby Warehouse jam line. Oh, Cassassin just straight up the middle with a little bit of power, popped open that defense, has the lead.
Cassassin making quick work of the track. ready to engage that three wall of Sonoma's blockers, led at the back of the pack.
So we're getting ourselves a stop block direction, taking one of our Gorge blockers off the penalty box. Not too many penalties thus far in this one. Like I said, both teams seem to play a very disciplined style of game, not trying to do too much. Just do what they're good at and just keep owning that aspect of their gameplay. Of course, how do we always say it? As soon as you make a mention of it, it
then
gets done
someone
again.
goes to the box.
Yeah. So it's going to be two blocker now. Blocker advantage out there for Sonoma County.
Well, and remember, Sunday game, day 3 of a tournament. These skaters have all played. These skaters have all traveled. So it is truly the moments of endurance today.
So it took a full minute there for Right About It to get out. Helped to force the final call off there, but not before we have a lead change. 4 points onto the board, 13-12.
I'd say for Sunday, we're going to have to all take a sip of coffee every time we get a lead change. At least the Sunday 2 o'clock game.
Yeah, as I said, we're 2 o'clock, 3 tracks. We still have plenty of games left to go this afternoon. Of course, I am so happy to be on this call for this one with you. And these two teams just are going to be tremendous, I have a feeling.
That is comment out there for the white, and Furious in the blue, your lead jammer, Sonoma County All-Stars.
Yeah, Furious had a really good game yesterday, kind of a quiet game, but it was just kind of one of those solid, got in there, didn't, seem to be really flashy, but just really a good, solid jammer to keep in your rotation.
And good track awareness, calls it right off the bat, saving time and conserving every opportunity to get some more points. One of the patterns I noticed is not a lot of teams were going back after getting hit out. Some of them were choosing, call it right away. And we saw that a lot, and I thought it was a really nice strategy. So we'll see how these two teams play out. Starting at the pivot line, it's Foxy Trotter, 1935 up against number 62 in the white.
Yeah, and this is the thing, Foxy Trotter, first time out there on the track as a jammer for Sonoma, and this is what they did yesterday. You can go 6 deep back there, and if you end up finding jammers that just aren't making it, you can take them out of the rotation, and you still have a very deep rotation.
Like a vegan at the back, trying to get past that wall of Sonoma and tiptoes up the inside line. Gorge City, that's right, Gorge Roller Derby lead. Cut track being issued to Sonoma's jammer. She's going to sit in the penalty box. That is Foxy Trotter.
So yeah, now both teams surrendering a jammer to the penalty box. Neither one, though, surrendering the lead when they've had it. So control stays with the opposing team, and we're going to have Like a Vegan eyeing down the defense, see where the Gorge offense goes to try and counter the Sonoma defense.
And right now, taken to the outside Like a Vegan, trying to turn around, kind of view the distance of the opposing jammer. Now re-entering Foxy Trotter.
So yeah, that time Gorge just going ahead and riding in with their jammer. Sonoma doing a good job of just skating forward from the contact, recontained. Now getting a nice recycle, trying to buy a little bit of time for Foxy Trotter, and it works out.
With a call from the crowd, or bench coach rather, it's a call it. Bringing your score, Gorge 21, Sonoma County 16, 20 minutes to go in the first.
Hey, I know you got your phone, so you can always go to WFTDA.com if you want to know more information about the Continental Cups or their hosts. That's right, just go to WFTDA.com/cups.
Number 4-2 in the white, Feisty, up against 504, Wheezy Anna Slamma in the blue.
So we're going to have Feisty getting out first, grabbing that lead strong here in the early goings after the first 8 jams. That's now 6-2 advantage going for Gorge. So here we are. We are just turning this track over quickly now. So a lot of just, one and dones. I mean, we've had only 3 opportunities total where we've had multi-pass runs. So these aren't going very long as the jams, which is kind of what I've seen out of both these teams in the early goings of all their games. It's just they kind of settle in, do their thing, find where the weaknesses are of the other team, then see if they can exploit it later.
Sounds like a good strategy. That's 007, a Assassin out there. And not before 0 Rowdy Bout It gets your lead jammer status for Sonoma.
Yeah, this is the first time Rowdy Bout It's gotten the better of Assassin after 3 trips together to the track.
And taking a tumble on the outside, choosing to call it in the recovery. Smart play by Rowdy Bout It. 0 for everybody, but 3 points scored in that last pass for Sonoma.
So now all of you are on social media, and our social media team is working feverishly all weekend to bring you live tweets and Facebook coverage throughout the event. So you can kind of see what's happening there, see what's happening in the game if you're in the building. If you're not, if you're at home and listening to the simulcast, then, well, you can put up one on each screen, and there you go.
That's right. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget that you can hashtag everything Big O 2019. On the track out there, number 39, Comet up against the Swole Destroyer in the blue, your lead jammer, Sonoma County.
Well, that's the first time Sonoma's been able to string 2 leads together. So looking to see what Swole Destroyer is going to get out of this. Put the 12-point up earlier against a power opportunity.
And Comet now breaking through, has to get past that 3-wall. A tough hit running into 777 Grits once again. Grits doing their job, releasing that jammer and returning. But a penalty being issued to Comet in this kerfuffle, going to sit for 30 seconds. Gorge, opportunity for Sonoma.
So it looks like the forearm's going to be popular. It's going to be taking the pivot. Number 95, Slam Boney for Gorge off to the penalty box as well. So we just have 4 total blockers out on the floor, 1 jammer.
Oh, it's the best when you're the jammer. There's only 4. It's so fun.
I see another hand going to the forearm there from the inside. So
and it's so fun. They just want to do it again. They're like, let's call it. Let's get out there again. Maybe.
So yeah, I'm going to check this out. See where I did not see which team was assessed that penalty. So right now I see. Well, I guess 2 blockers are out there for Sonoma. So.
1 standing in the penalty box. A timeout as we make sure, as the referees gather all the information, making sure that everyone's in the appropriate penalty position and who's on the track. Let's give a shout out to some of our non-skating and skating officials. Don Scorleone, Adam Smasher, Graffy, Robin U. Blind, Jen U. Wine, Killikee, Genetic Disorder, our very own Genetic Disorder, Tara Bite, Time Lord, Eagle Eye Mary, Rockin' Buddha, India Pale Al, Jack Attack, Bola Constrictor, Extra Crisp, and Neutron Scar. Give it up, everyone. We don't play Derby without these folks.
So in amongst all of that, we have now had a lead change again. So 25-27.
This is one of the closest games I've been a part of this tournament so far. Awesome.
Well, like I said, I've had the privilege of getting to announce games for both of these teams, and this has kind of been the script for the early going in the games that these 2 teams have been a part of. Like I said, you see a very kind of measured discipline style of play. It's like you're just instead of trying to beat the opponent, you're waiting to see when the opponent makes that mistake, and then you just jump on it.
Well, Gorge had a pretty solid win on Friday over our Emerald City All-Stars, 210-96, and I know that Emerald City fought very hard in that game. So
and I was
a big
on
win.
that one. Yeah,
that was excellent.
Yeah, and like I said, it was one of those early going. It was really tight.
Yes.
And then you saw Gorge kind of go, okay, I think we got this figured out, and then they just kind of changed the script. Same thing what Sonoma did yesterday.
That's right.
It was really tight about halfway through the first, and then all of a sudden,
just a big pull
we
away.
got this.
That was excellent, and Sonoma took that win last night, and I know they were tired. I know everyone's getting tired but me. Number 22, Sonar, the solo jammer on the track. And your lead, Sonoma.
Yeah, in last night's game, Sonar had the big jam that broke it open in the first half, courtesy of a power jam. We'll see if we can have a replay here. Sonoma fans would definitely be happy, but Gorge is going to have a say about that.
I feel like there was a time when maybe Sonar was here with a 2-2 before, like every time I ever see them.
So yeah, real quick, that's now 3 in a row going for Sonoma County. And good defense just stalled out Sonar.
Sonar knew when to call it, going, I am not going to get past these two. Done. And that's, again, smart gameplay. You have to conserve energy at this point. You have to make sure that every opportunity when you are lead, you are taking the points. But also, when your other opponent is in the box, calling it and starting with that ability to gain lead is everything. Right now, everybody's on the track except one. So we have number 62, Like a Vegan, out there up against Toe Furious, number 3 in the blue.
Yeah, right now Gorge with the blocker advantage, being able to take up the gaps as Toe Furious trying to go left or right, spread them out, not possible. Driving forward though, oh! Okay, for a minute there I thought we were gonna see a multiplayer penalty being called by the jam ref, but no, it is going to be Like a Vegan with lead jammer status. Probably called it somewhere in the mix on one of the opposing blockers.
And we have a lead call off by Like a Vegan with the Sonoma jammer out in front. Gonna delay any opportunity for Toe Furious to put more points on the board. Right now, three points separate the team.
Yeah, they're keeping the math easy for my Alabama education.
2 points,
right here.
fine. It's not many.
Less than a jam.
That's right. Kassassin in the white going up against Rowdy Bout It, number 0 in the teal. Kassassin lead for Gorge. Any Gorge fans out here?
Yeah, I'm really interested in this so far because these are the only 2 jammers who have seen each other every single time they stepped on the track.
That's right. I always wonder how much those line coaches are paying attention to the other team's lineups or if it's just a beautiful coincidence.
So yeah, right now Gorge running it long, looking to try and free up. Had a lot of players sitting there in the penalty box. So in the midst of bodies, hands swinging high, called off Kassassin. Not before 3 more points put into the jam total.
I just love that everybody coming off the track has smiles on both teams. Everybody is giving it their heart. And I'm sure that these teams have enjoyed a huge amount of play this weekend. Both teams, I believe this will be their final games of the Big O 2019. They're going to put it all on the track for you guys.
So yeah, we now have a 36-35. This is now our 3rd lead change already in the early going.
I'm drinking my coffee, friends. So should you. Louisiana Slamma pushing up at the top for Sonoma. Tiptoes the outside, your lead jammer.
Yeah, Louisiana Slamma. This is one of those ones that goes in my my mental bank of one of my new favorite names out here in roller derby.
Oh yeah. And Slamma sneaking up the inside though. Gorge jammer for 4 points. Gorge fans, I know you love that. Well, fans at home, we hope you're enjoying because you're getting to hear a little action of us speaking to you and a little action of us speaking to a room full of fantastic roller derby family. But you know what? Whether you're here or there, you are part of the derby community everywhere. And we love you.
So going to go ahead and set it tight here again on that Derby Warehouse jam line. I would say defensive formations, but it's hard to assess what the shape of things are because they are so combined. And it looks like we're going to have a potential Comet. Thought was going to be able to go in to out. Didn't. Got caught.
Denied. And it lead going to Sonoma's Foxy Trotter out there.
So we are in 15 jams. The difference is 8 and 7 in favor of Gorge with the lead. So, I mean, we can't have even lead because we're in an odd number, but here comes the next one to even it up. Will we trade that back and be 8-8? Just like the score shows right now, 2 points separate.
And fighting for every 2 points out there, looking to find their 2 points, is number 6-2 in the white, Like a Vegan, once again up against the Swole Destroyer. In the blue for Sonoma. And off the bat, Swole Destroyer popping off the hip of Like a Vegan. Vegan has to reset, but didn't seem to be phased. Of course, every bit counts. Swole pushing up, pushing out, a tumble, and they're at the top, but waterfalled by Gorge's defense. This is when almost you need the camera.
Oh, and here we go. We have a, well, I was about to say power jam, but no.
No, a race
both
to
jammers.
the box. It's going to be a jammer swap sesh. One jammer sits, one jammer release. That will be Gorge, Like a Vegan.
Yeah, you know, and unlike some of the previous games, there's not really any blockers, so to speak, out here just kind of doing it alone. These have been some really well-connected defenses. Like you said, the waterfall we just saw, just the rotational play we're seeing.
And we have a direction of some type of penalty here. Not sure what that is, but we're going to have 30 seconds sit for one of Sonoma's blockers. Just an illegal procedure, so we'll just decide which one later.
So yeah, once again, like I said, everybody is just boxed up, holding on to these jammers. And once again, it's not like there's going to be any relief should somebody get out front, because there will be no lead jammer in this jam. But yeah, all the smiling out there on this track puts a smile on my face.
There's some, you know, just showing that forward progression, picking up their feet and putting them back down. You know, we are still moving, but we are impeding you from moving, and it is Gorge that gets out.
Holy crud, 20 seconds left on the jam clock before we had anybody break out of that pack.
This is huge for Gorge, and gets in the scruff with number 335. Gorge trying to get out, and does she have to pass? No pass, no penalty, and gets that point. 4 points. Like a Vegan.
Just absolutely impressive, though, there by the captain hotspot. Just track to one side, puts down, and continues to just glide back to the other and recatch again.
And it looks like we have an official timeout. Well, folks, we hope you are enjoying yourself at home. If you are here in the building, don't forget tonight's after party, Diamonds and Denim. I just went and pulled out all my diamonds and denim. There's plenty of St. Vincent and Goodwills around town. You can hit it before you go to the Spectrum Bar tonight, 10 o'clock. You must be 21 and over. Make sure you wear your wristband to make sure you get some action. You can visit DJ Agent Meow, one of my favorite dance DJs.
It's been fantastic over there in track one this weekend.
We've been enjoying ourselves, and we hope that you enjoy Diamonds and Denim, the official after party downtown that's 150 Broadway Street. You ask any one of us for locals, we'll get you right down there.
Yeah, every time I keep hearing that Diamonds and Denim, all I'm picturing in my brain is an 80s hair metal video. That's what comes into my brain every time I hear it.
If that's your interpretation, I want you to bring it. I see you have the hair. You could do it. You probably need a lot of hair for that.
You know, funny enough, I've actually been able to do that. I've grown my hair out well enough to donate for Locks of Love, and oh my goodness, that was such a misery for me, but it was at least for a good cause. So I was like, no, I can deal with it.
Well, don't forget, if you want to get your hair braided, or if you need anything, quite literally, we have stations of like if you need an ibuprofen, if you need a Band-Aid between tracks 2 and 3, it's our kind of our hospitality for skaters and for anyone that's a volunteer helping out. We want to thank the staff and production of the Big O 2019. It's never too soon to start saying thank you. Any person you see with a red shirt is on the production team. Any volunteer you see, give them a thank you. Give them a high five. We love that you guys have come to see us. My new friend Leslie, all the way here, visiting, following her team from California. It's my sister's buddy. Made sure we got in touch because we're now Derby family. That's how it goes.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here courtesy of a friend of mine, Tim. He's out there in the audience. I'm staying at his house. Haven't seen him since the 90s.
Ah, that's the thing. You could probably call him up and be like, "It's a Derby thing. I'm coming. We're there."
Well, the beauty is that he had not actually come to see Derby before, and his wife were here earlier this week and saw it, and they're like, "Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I like this." I'm like, "Yep, that's what happens every time you finally get to a game. You go, you mean people do that?
That's right.
Awesome."
Well, this official timeout is still underway. We can just continue to praise the wonders of the Big O, and we hope that everyone has enjoyed themselves at home. Please let us know if you have any questions, shout outs, hashtag on Twitter, Big O 2019. You can also hashtag Big O Cats or Big O Dogs and show us your animals.
Well, and if you're already here, you might have gone and visited Eugene, Cascades, and Coast. Or if you haven't come here yet and you want to come up here later, you're listening on our stream, Real Adventure, Real Close. Plan your Oregon vacation at Eugene, Cascades, and Coast. I'm going to go to the coast tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. All right, we are back, and since nobody's new, nothing's changed, we'll just go ahead and continue on. Number 0, Rowdy Bouted in the blue, up against 007, Kassassin.
I'm going to say this is a planned pairing because literally with all the number of jammers we've had out here this afternoon, these are the only two who have consistently shown up together on the track, and Kassassin thus far has gotten the better of it.
And they're very speedy jammers. They're well matched. Oh, beautiful! Kassassin fans, Gorge City. We have a ballerina jammer who just did like a 980 pirouette spin up the inside line. That was beautiful.
So we're now looking at our largest lead of the game. I say large, respective of some of the games we've seen this weekend, 10 points. 10
It's
points
huge.
is considered large in this game.
That is so wonderful. I'm excited to be watching such a great game. Out there is Feisty in the white and Sonar in the 2-2. And it's Feisty. Gorge fans, give it up.
Yeah, Feisty doing a really good job of the redirection. It's one of those things that's hard to teach a jammer to do, that good, quick first step when you see the opportunity. Almost able to get by the captain there, the hot spot, but get chipped out enough to have to go out and come back in.
Sonar just getting out and taking a look at the bench to see who is there. Hustles up to the top enough to push the call off. 3 points on the board, though, for Feisty on that last one for Gorge. Bringing your score, 51 Gorge, Sonoma 38.
So Gorge being able to put up 11-0 here in the last 3 jams. But like I said, these are just kind of one and dones. Neither team really, each team only has two multi-pass opportunities. I'm sorry, three multi-pass for Gorge, 2 for Sonoma. So, you basically got to get yours and get it back to the bench at this juncture of the game.
That's right, and a big hustle if you get a penalty. Do not delay that time spent. Right now, number 39 at the back of the pack for your Gorge City Comet. Trying to get past that huge 3-wall, stopping, ping-ponging all the way to the floor, but not before Tofurious, your lead jammer, Sonoma.
Yeah, both these jammers always keep their feet moving. Makes the defense have to really be aware.
This has been a very fast game. I have seen nothing but, maybe we had like 2 or 3 jams where it was a slow-moving grind, but it's been primarily really fast footwork on everybody's behalf.
Yeah, both these teams are really, conscious of using speed to affect the gameplay, deny points just like, right here. So, you get to keep the packs together because since they both do it, they both are acutely aware of when it happens. So it's off to the races at that point.
It's like, bam, get into the pack, get out, get lead. There's not a lot of stringing. There's not a lot of no pack. So good work. And it is number 62, Like a Vegan.
So now it's Gorge getting a slightly larger lead advantage here, 12-8 right now after 20 jams. Still, you're pretty much getting a one and done out of these because, like I said, right here, got through quick, but now having a very hard time trying to find the points. might be able to pass the hips, but you're not getting clear.
And like a vegan with that 2-wall of number 5-0 on the Sonoma County blocking. Shira Badass putting in some work.
Wow, and at the end there, Lucille Balls just grabbing the jammer up under the shoulder and literally just picking up off the floor. You know, once again, completely legal. I mean, if they want to ride your shoulder, that's fine.
You can ride the pony, but you might get bucked. Once again, it is 0 Rowdy Bout It up against 007 Kassassin. It's your favorite mashup.
What is? I mean, it's two incredibly fun jammers to watch get out there and play. I mean, you can't really say there's a set style to how they approach it. They kind of take what the defense gives them, and once again, Kassassin able to break pack first with the lead.
Oh, some big hits up there as Rowdy Bout It holding their face, coming up off the inside line and gets a penalty. A cut track being issued to Sonoma. It's a power jam, Gorge.
So now both teams getting tagged 3 times for jammer penalties. Power start coming here for Gorge and jam number 22. Holy smokes, where'd the time go?
3 minutes. I just looked up and realized, oh my God, it's only 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first. We hope you are enjoying one of the closest match games that we've seen this morning, today.
But I mean, just look at the totals here. I mean, you know, that's just, 97 points total here already with just barely more than a jam time left to go on the game clock.
That's number 42, Feisty, and Rowdy Bout It 0-8 out, or 0-0.
So that's actually 5 of the last 6 leads going for Gorge now here in the late part of this first half. Of course, once again, Sonoma said you might get us on the first run, but you're going to pay for every single point you're going to try to get here when you're on this lap.
And trying to do a little offensive sweep. Number 22 coming up for Gorge City. Isn't enough to distract. Isn't enough. It is not at the moment. A little bit of a penalty trouble for Sonoma's blocking. And that jam, that was a tough one. We've got 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go. We'll see who's still in the box at the end of this one. Looks like we're going to have 1 player out for Sonoma, the advantage going to Gorge.
So yeah, really strong defense coming out of here in the last 7 jams from Gorge. Only surrendering 3 points in those last 7 jams.
They've definitely come into their rhythm, and right now really pushing Comet goes down and right back up. Foxy Trotter stuck in a 3-wall of Gorge, and boy, doing a really good job trying to challenge those links, but Foxy Trotter not getting anywhere. Looks like Comet is out, your lead jammer.
So basically the jam clock and the game clock are almost identical.
Serendipitous. Comet hits the floor. Right back up, and a cut track penalty goes to Sonoma. It's a power jam to finish out the final minutes of the first half. Are we have any Comet fans in the house for Gorge? I think we do, fans at home. If you didn't hear it, it was a roaring fan. We're losing one of Gorge's blockers. That leaves just number 11 pushing some offense, getting their jammer them points.
Yeah, when I was coaching, I absolutely loved these moments when you had a power opportunity to end a half. This is one of those ones where it's like, I would tell my players, it's like, we just got to step on it right here.
That's right, another point, and the biggest scoring jam of the game, 12 points and counting for Comet. All right, Comet at the back, and the inside line, Gorge fans. 4 in the sky with 25 and less seconds to go on the jam clock. Gorge in control of the final parts of period 1. Stop talking, you can talk.
He was trying to make sure his arm didn't get it, and basically was just dabbing out there to hold it back. This looked great. So yeah, once again, These defenses are just tremendous. I'm really excited to see. I just watched one of Gorge's blockers trying to make sure not to get the foreman. We're just following her right there. 3-1-4 was essentially Kimbo Slice doing this big demonstrative dab to make sure that no forearm was connecting to the jammer. Didn't want to get the call, but
jazz hands.
So we have an official review here. Gorge, see there, little dot lit up now. So I'm going to be interested to see what they're going to look for on this one. I mean, I think, like I said, it looks like they're going in for the kill right here. 16 points. Maybe you get a penalty on the opposing jammer.
Yeah, it's really got to feel good for them right now. It's actually being called as an official review and a timeout. So we're going to have a few minutes to just let you fans breathe for a second. Grab a snack while you listen about some of our fantastic sponsors, derbywarehouse.com, for all your Derby needs. They are the official Track 3 Jam Line sponsor, derbywarehouse.com.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. I love smart coaching decisions. I look at, well, they're smart if I agree with them. But no.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's the thing. I really like this. I mean, you got a 16-point jam for Gorge.
That was huge.
You use your OR. You get the timeout. Try to see if you can pad that a little bit further. Stop it at 3 seconds. Get jam time. And it works as Kassassin, first time not being matched up against Right About It, continues. Doesn't matter. Gets lead.
Kassassin dominating as Sonar is still stuck at turn 1 on their initial pass. And Sonar, just before they get through, picked up by number 11, once again, Ginger Binger, who was also in that last jam responsible for really locking down on Comet. Ginger Binger returning to their pack to help out the Gorge jammer, now stuck in a wall of Sonoma. Sonar blasts up the outside, hits out Kassassin, and from the floor, Kassassin. Boy, that was 4-4. We'll see how many more points get up there, but whew, that was fun. That leading us into our intermission, 9 minutes, 40 seconds. We'll just relax and regroup because this could be anybody's game. This has been so close.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is what I expect out of these two teams. I'm going to be interested to see what Sonoma does going in halftime, where they talk about what they're doing well, what's been having a problem here at the end. I think we'll see a difference in the game again here in the second half. It'll probably start like we saw the first.
That's right. We'll be back in 9 minutes. I'm Apple Bottoms Up.
Speaker of the House.
Welcome back to Track 3. We hope you fans at home are enjoying yourself in what has become an amazing matchup.
Yeah, very much so.
We're enjoying ourselves up here.
So, some really cool things we just found out at halftime. So, we're going to have the MVP game later.
Yes.
So each team has their jammer and a blocker MVP. So for Sonoma, it's Rowdy Bowdit and Shira Badass. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Big ups to them. And over there for Gorge, it's going to be Kassassin and Slamboni.
Yay, give it up, fans, because that means these skaters, these lucky friends, will be playing in tonight's MVP bout on Track 1 at 8:30, right after the Juniors Expo of the juniors who are matriculated. So there'll be a lot of our Emerald City skaters that have matriculated onto our All-Stars. Lots of young athletes out there. It's going to be so fun. Are you going to be there?
I hope so. I don't know. I might be a little bit extra tired. I love watching juniors, and I know it's going to be Team Canada, so that's part of the big sell. It's like,
well, yeah, and it's right before the MVP
players.
bout, so you might as well get your seat, or you're not going to have one. If you're here, if you're at home, you've got the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
Kick your feet up. Take a picture of yourself watching the Big O and hashtag it. Big O 2019. Let us say hi.
So, how did we get here? So we're looking at the game, and it's penalties are fairly even. Gorge had 19. Sonoma had 20. 3 of those for Gorge were jammers and 4 for Sonoma. So kind of a little bit of a difference in what they were getting called on, though. For, Gorge, it was a lot more of the positional type of stuff.
That's right. I think both jammers were skating very clean throughout for both teams. I am really, really impressed for it being day 3, both these teams having played over the whole weekend, and we're really seeing some clean, well-played derby out here, Speaker. I'm happy.
Yeah, and Sonoma, they're kind of problem. There's a little bit of handsiness, a little multiplayer forearm. Not a lot necessarily of either one, but they came out a little bit more. They were kind of a veritable grab bag of different things. So 2 players, out there, 1 for each team, sitting on 4. Our leading scorers are Kassassin and Swole Destroya.
Wow. Well, out there is Kassassin and Rowdy Bout It out there for Sonoma, starting off with a real big push up the inside line. Has to really get into those Gorge City blockers. But right now, taken back by Sonoma's number 808. That is 888 Gidget Gardo. Taken back Kassassin still. But Kassassin finding that inside lane out and your lead jammer.
So once again, there it is, that quick skate around the track. Speed game here, chip out to the inside. Forcing the call off there from Grits.
Grits has been, I can't tell if it's just the dynamic gameplay or the super hot red pants, but Grits has just been all over the track. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yes.
That's right. I am going to say number 3-9 in the white for Gorge. Comet gave up a big jam at the end of period 1 and is out looking for more up against Wheezy Anna Slamma, number 504.
So we're already going to go ahead and start off tight on this Derby Warehouse jam line. Oh, and just using the, nope, correction. Toe stops did not make it. Track cut, Wheezy Anna Slamma. Power jam and lead.
And Sonoma County really needs to take the opportunity with this power jam with Slamma. This is their opportunity to really put some points on the board. 30 seconds of freedom.
Well, we have had Montreal here this weekend, and I've got to spend some time with their announcer, and I love how she calls it. It's Super Jam.
Super Jam. Right now, Wheezy Anna Slamma in a Super Jam. 4 points on that last one, well earned. Seems like it could have been so many more, but that just means Gorge really put the lockdown on the defense.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen from Gorge. Even when they've given up the lead, they are really tight on the return. So the points are hard to come by. Like you said, multi-pass runs are very difficult here against this defense.
That's the Swole Destroyer out there, 4-7-9 for Sonoma, as Comet now released from the penalty box clutches, rejoins the pack, no jam. No lead jammer yet, Speaker.
Yeah, I had a little do-si-do here at the back, deciding on who actually ended up pulling the infraction. It's going to be a Sonoma blocker going off to the penalty box. Gidget Gardo going to go take a seat, but while all's said and done, out front, Swole Destroya with your lead.
And that outside lane getting away, Comet.
So as Gorge losing 1 blocker off the penalty box, we're going to start a 3v3 out here for the blockers.
33 points separate these teams, which we know is not much. And as the second period goes on, the penalty will start to limit who gets to go out. I know it always does in those lineups. As the very penalty heavy blocker, I know how that goes. Passed up, but not passed up is number 3 out there. Toe Furious, haven't seen them jamming for a minute. Right now, Like a Vegan taking the lead.
Yeah, Like a Vegan showing really strong in this game. Nice counterpoint jammer to have out there. I mean, there's a little bit of shake and bake, but there's a lot of bang to go along with it.
And right into that call-off, but points scored for both teams. 3 points Sonoma County, 2 points for the Gorge. That was a win for Sonoma. Thank you to our wonderful officiating crew, keeping them skaters honest out there. It is hard on a referee.
And the Big O is brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. from Rydell.
Number 4-2 is Feisty stepping back for some smart gameplay just in time for Rowdy Bowdy to re-enter for Sonoma. Both having the opportunity right now. The lead going to Feisty. Feisty runs up that inside line, but very smart as a hit out by Gritz. Recycles up the back, re-entering, and now still up that inside line, tiptoes and calls it from the floor. Give it up, fans. That was a hell of a hit.
Yeah, at one point in time, it was amusing. Feisty came in a little bit hot into the turn and just basically used one of our own blockers to just bounce off and redirect forward. That's something I really haven't seen, but maybe a couple of times where it's like, well, I'm going to use you, thanks.
Yep. I like to see it. I love to see it. I love the shirt whips. I love the shoulder jumps, all of it. I love Derby. And if you love it, it's Sonar out there in the 2-2 up against 0-0-7 Kassassin. Multiplayer block being issued for Sonoma. Going to sit for 30 seconds as your lead, Kassassin.
Yeah, that time it was that multiplayer block that helped to free the space there for Kassassin. The rest of the blockers thinking they had somebody saving them there a little bit ahead, and that was the blocker that had to go off. So quick move now, one pass through already in the books for Kassassin.
Kassassin getting a little help from their pivoting friend. Everybody's getting in at the same time, right up the outside, calls that jam, but Sonar also got through there. 0 points for Sonar, 4 on the board for the Gorge. Almost to the century mark, 98-54, Gorge pulling away. Kind of feels like what it was yesterday for Sonoma, just opposite.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. It really is kind of this way. I mean, it was one of those ones where it was tight through most of the first half, a big breakout late, at the end of it, and then coming out and really just kind of methodically putting it in the tank there. Just 4 points, 4 points, 4 points. Doesn't take much.
Yeah, we're not seeing huge jams. I think the biggest jam we saw was a 16-point. It was a really big one, but everything else has really just been chipping away. So I want to make sure you guys remember today's the last day. You can get a little bit of more action here. A
forearm call.
Penalty.
So Foxy Trotter still trying to find space in this defense. Just a lot of reforming and resetting here. Even when getting picked apart, these Gorge defenders are finding each other and making for a combined defense.
Foxy Trotter up that outside, 1 to beat, turns around, 2 to beat, waterfalled by those Gorge All-Stars, taking a tough hit and resets themselves. Number 409 Aftermath.
Yeah, already 2 jammer penalties against Gorge. Yeah, 2 jammer penalties, but they have been absolutely locked down on the scoring opportunity.
And Fritz up there doing some damage for Comet. Foxy Trotter really wants to just get out and get away, calling that jam. That was a hard-fought jam for Foxy Trotter of the Sonoma County All-Stars. 4 points on the board, though, bringing it up for Sonoma.
But, yeah, that's it. 2 power jam opportunities, only 2 passes for points, 8 total. So that's just telling you they're just recalibrating and resetting. But that also says they're keeping their blockers on the floor in those moments.
That's right, and nobody likes to give their point up from the box. Number 6-2, Like a Vegan up against Wheezy Anna Slamma, 504 in the blue, and Vegan goes down in a pile of Sonoma's blockers, getting a penalty in that, going to go for 30 seconds. It's a power jam, Sonoma fans.
Once again, good gap control, spacing out there by Gorge defenders. Solid zone coverage here. Just using every part of their body, and stepped in too quick. There goes the track cut.
That's right, jammer swap. Like a Vegan resets, looking for some help. A little passive offense there, and now the sweep of the inside, and they're out. Like a Vegan, not your lead, but will be now on a scoring pass.
So yeah, this will be our second no-lead jam that we've had in the game.
And another cut track for the type of re-entry by Louisiana Slamma. Going to sit 30 more seconds. That was an unfortunate technical penalty there. And right now, Vegan going down in the wall of three and some penalty being called. We have a high block to the pivot of Sonoma.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, re-entering at the front, you got to make sure you are clear of the engagement zone. I'm surprised to say that's not even the second time I've seen that this weekend.
I think it's an interpretation of the change of rules for how you can re-enter, or I think how the exit has been a little bit redefined.
Yeah, it's just realizing you think you got the 20 feet, and then both packs speed up to you, and there it goes. It disappears in the illegal re-entry. This time came back in clean, and everybody went to the races.
That's right. A big speed up, and everyone's racing out to get out there. These teams are excited. Speaker, the energy in the house has just increased dramatically as Gorge is starting to feel that 50-point difference. Crossing over the 100 mark, it's 108 Gorge, 58 Sonoma. We're going to have a team timeout and give a shout out to some of our sponsors. Big O is brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. I'm afraid to try them on personally.
Oh, you're just going to go home with them?
Well, you got to try them on when you have the money to buy them, because as soon as you feel the comfort, why would I want to go back and put some terribly fitting skates back on?
Oh, no, that's true. I mean, I kind of limit myself. I come in with a game plan with X amount of dollars, and it's like, that's it. I'm going to spend this.
Yeah, don't forget $3 off of all the books, including some of the books like Unfuck Your Brain and Stoner Babe's coloring book. So, they told me to say that. And I didn't mean to say that on the webs.
Sure.
Undo things. Yes.
Undo
things.
That was a bit of a fluster cluck there, wasn't it?
Well, friends, this is the last game you'll be hearing me announce on the webcast.
Oh, I'll fully admit it. I'm a good Ron Burgundy over here myself. You put the words in front of my face, I will read. I have really read the actual parenthetical notes on a page before because they didn't put the parentheses.
That's Rowdy Bout It in there for Sonoma up against Feisty in the white, backing up behind Grits once again. It's been a mashup of that Sonoma blocking, and gets up the outside, one to beat, and did get knocked by Grits, has to recycle.
Yeah, I loved it. Grits got the chip and then basically went in like superhero stance, where it's like one hand down. It's so got the win and the superior stance, and going to get lead now for Rowdy Bout It. Rowdy Bout It has really had a hard time here getting lead after so much success in yesterday's game. Yeah, once again though, it's this gap control, this zone defense coming from Gorge right now.
And everybody is just playing such a tight game. Both teams, you can string out, but everybody's been staying so close together. I mean, it's just a huge gauntlet to get through. But that's been a great strategy. It's worked out.
So here we go. We're going to have a possible opportunity to get double-digit points on the board. Rowdy Bout It find an easy pass-through on that last one. Those have not come often, if at all, during this game.
Feisty found that inside line and got through with a swiftness. Now the pivot from the Gorge, bringing back Rowdy Bout It. It's an opportunity for Feisty up the inside. Do they land it? Oh, playing it safe, making sure to be better to be on the track and safe, scoring points than in the box.
I like this move right now by Sonoma County. Own your lead status here.
They are going for all the points, and right now it's closing. 42 points separate them. Rowdy Bout It. Give them up, fans. Sonoma, 4 points.
Yeah, and that time, I mean, we just saw it. Sonoma normally kind of laying back to let their jammer dictate the offense. They just got in and put a hat on a hat and moved some bodies out. 16-point jam now matches the highest total jam we had in this game already. Of course, we've only had a total of 3 double-digit jams in this entire game.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, 4. We just had the last one. I was missing my math. 4. 2 per team, though.
That's crazy. That's awesome. Right now, Kassassin out there for Gorge up against Swole Destroyer, who has at the top of turn 3 just hit the ground. Now Gorge losing one of their blockers and receiving one of their blockers off the penalty box. And Kassassin looking to their bench to get a little guidance on whether to continue this, as Swole Destroyer recovering at the back of the turn, really struggling to get past those Gorge blockers. Kassassin for 4 points.
Yeah, Kassassin showing exactly why has an opportunity to be in the MVP game later on this evening. One more time through the pack, 1 foot turnaround, driving that jam total up to 8 points.
Huge jam for Gorge, just really trying to hold on to that lead. And right now, we are just with 15 minutes to go in this second period at the Derby Warehouse Jam line. You have number 3-9 Comet up against number 3 Toe Furious.
Yeah, these two have matched up a bit often in this game as well, and just absolute, just left to right, one edge of the track to the other was Comet.
And Fritz just getting pummeled through, and several skaters from everybody hitting the floor out there. Let's see who shakes it out and goes to the box, who stays on the track right now. It's Comet to the outside, taking a hit from number 7-9, 5-0 Renegade.
Yeah, Renegade absolutely tracking the movements there. Probably saved another possible scoring opportunity turnaround of that track.
It's the Foxy Trotter in blue up against Like a Vegan in the white for Sonoma. Out there starting on our Derby Warehouse Jam line. Everybody getting in real tight. A advantage for Gorge right now with only 2 Sonoma blockers on the track. Like a Vegan trying to get past with some offense, sweep from their friends, and a string. It did not work as Gorge's jammer has to recycle. Huge effort by Sonoma's blocking team to keep Gorge from taking advantage of this power opportunity.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, I'd say, hey, there's a style that these jammers are using to win, but there really isn't. It's kind of just going to take what you give them, and then they just sort it out, and sorting out of that pack now. Like a Vegan has just been a boss on taking lead.
That's right, and both jammers on the track now. Like a Vegan on their scoring pass, looking for them yummy points, trying to get past Fritz. And goes up that inside, knocked in. How many? Referee, none for Sonoma. And still looking for confirmation for the Gorge jam ref here. They're going to have some discussion. It's 2 points. Wow, what an exciting game. And once again, Gorge just really holding on to that lead now, stretching still around that 50-point mark.
Yeah, so after that, 5-16 jam there, just 3 jams ago, it's already 14 unanswered points coming for Gorge. 3 leads as well to go with that. So answering the call, and now trying to get back into it here. Louisiana Slamma using those toe stops on the outside to grab that lead jammer status. And here we go, speeding it up. Nobody wants to be pointed here. Louisiana coming through, calls off the jam just in time to keep Kassassin off the board.
So many smiles out there on the track, and I love it because I know this is a hard-hitting game. I know it can get frustrating and everybody can get really intense, but these teams are having a great time. This is the last game of their Big O 2019. Give it up, fans. They're putting their hearts out there.
They're fun. They're
We
so
love
much fun.
you too.
They're so much fun.
Sonar out there trying to get up as number 39 Comet has to be stepping back behind those red pants. Has to go up against that pivot. Fritz for Sonoma led up there as well by 1950 for Sonoma.
Yeah, Sonar trying to play a little pick and pop here, seeing if he can just stretch this team out. One more. It just seems like it's just like one more push and you're going to get it.
And that's the most stringing we've seen all game today, Speaker. It's Sonar, your lead for Sonoma County. Comet is now, out of the pack, and Sonar speeding up with their pack, taking a whip from the shirt of their teammate.
Yeah, Sonar yesterday got to be one of the difference makers in the game and just has been kind of bottled up so far, and you can see it. There seems to be a passion for the play, and you know that's got to be infectious amongst the team. So if Sonar's in a good mood, I bet you the rest of the team is too.
You know what I'm thinking is that I know there's been some penalties, but we are seeing some pretty thoughtful gameplay, some thoughtful hits, some well-laid hits, and I just really love it. It's like safe derby, it's fun, it's fast, it's effective. And right now, we're going to have a little official timeout, give you a little breather for the fans at home. We hope you're enjoying your Sunday Track 3 game.
And you can, that was quick. All of a sudden I heard the whistle. So, I still will say my words. So visit derbywarehouse.com for all your derby gear needs with free shipping and free returns. That's Derby Warehouse.
All right, Like a Vegan in the white up against Rowdy Bout It in the blue for Sonoma. No pack being called. Penalties will now be issued. And Sonoma losing a blocker to the track, but also being told they will be serving for 2 penalties for some reason, unbeknownst to us.
Yeah, it looks like stayed on the track a little bit too long. Started going back to the penalty box, but did not leave the track with speed.
No expedient exit. So right now up the inside line, trying to get past one Like a Vegan. Can't get through, decides calling it by the coach, DJ Dizzle. Kind of letting them know it's time to call it.
Yeah, and I love the slow, deliberate pace that the coach just is like, go ahead, call it, call it.
I mean, like, if you feel like it, you could call it. Like, you know, it's all right.
So Sonoma's going to take a team timeout, going to leave them 1 team timeout and 1 official review. Gorge sitting on all clock stoppages. I want to do that all the time.
Don't sit on all the clocks.
Yeah, I was going to say the stop clockages.
No clock stoppages, but we are enjoying this team timeout for a little quick breather. And a shout out to one of our lovely sponsors. They've been a longtime sponsor of your host league, the Emerald City Roller Derby. That is the Eugene Weekly, Lane County's local alternative free newspaper. Your insight into Eugene can be found online as well at theeugeneweekly.com. Of course, if you look around town, pretty much any of the cool spots there'll be a red box sitting out in front, and you can find a Eugene Weekly. Find us in there, a little spiel about the Big O Roller Derby, and we hope you're enjoying your local Eugene Weekly newspaper.
I've enjoyed just local Eugene. Period. I've gone and kind of walked on a trail up on a little mountainside. I've had food at some of our
great sponsors.
Our sponsors. I mean, it's been a fantastic trip here. I came all the way across the country for this.
I know. I meant to ask, where are you from, Speaker?
North Alabama.
Oh my goodness! I'm sitting next to an Alabaman and I didn't know it. On the track is Feisty in the white. Toe Furious now running back as well. A little reset to the penalty box for Toe Furious as Feisty now the only jammer. Gorge Power Jam.
So you thought.
Actually, they duped me. It's a cut track. They're hustling out to the penalty box. So we're going to have a jammer swap. And now the little signal. And what does it mean, Speaker? Oh, it means offense, please. I need to get through. Toe Furious gets to the wall of Gorge, knocked down all the way. That's got to be tough. I would not want to go up against these huge 3-wall blockers.
Oh, yeah, nice there. Seal up on the inside. A little help from the friends there for the Sonoma. able to just make sure they could do the matrix backwards without ever going out. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So many times we are seeing this well-connected defense, not a lot of having to do solo plays necessarily.
Renegade getting the last hit in on Feisty again. Been a real asset to Sonoma, and now taking the star for Sonoma, it is Renegade.
That is the first time we have seen a star pass in this entire game.
I know, and
I was gonna say, you'd think you would see more of it in a close game, where the gameplay is tight.
No, it has really been. That is the first successful, and at that time we did see a huge apex jump from Feisty that they did award points, 4 points for both. Right now we're gonna have a jam change again as Feisty, the only jammer for Gorge. Power jam. Wow.
Yeah, once again, just sealing the edges there was Gidget Gardo.
But Sonoma County putting 4 up on that last one to Gorge's 9. It's still 7 minutes, 24 seconds to go in this period.
Well, and Sonoma County came in here, by the FTDA rankings as the lowest ranked team in here, put a big win up yesterday, gonna help them tremendously here. And I would suspect keeping this one well within that, area of positivity, as far as rankings go in the score differential.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see such a close game. It's been a pleasure announcing, and Assassin, one of my new keep an eye out for you skaters, and excited to watch them later on in that MVP roster. So Assassin looking for the points now, looking for the points later, gets through for 4 points, Gorge.
Yeah, it's like I said, I enjoy seeing these absolutely just methodical jammers. I mean, they just take what you give, use it, move through, just right there. Little help from friends there. Just patient to get through. Gonna go ahead and call it off. Not usually when you see a jammer do that, they never hurt you.
Yeah, it's a smart player in the track. Right now we're gonna have a timeout, official timeout. That was a big jam for Gorge, 8 points on the board unanswered.
See, and I like this this after party announcement we have here. It's normally it just says the place, but this one, it's the Big O Presents. So that's like
it's a production.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Diamonds and Denim official after party at the Spectrum Bar at 150 West Broadway. Celebrate another big year of the Big O and dance the night away with DJ Agent Meow. Wear your best denim or diamonds, or even better, wear both.
That's right.
It starts at 10 p.m., and you must be of the age of majority, 21 and over.
What did he say?
Oh, the medics are there. I don't know. The medics are there. I like when people say random things to us. It's wonderful.
Well, I guess we hear the medics are the MVPs. Woohoo!
Yes, they are.
We are giving a shout out to Harmony Medic. They have been our proud medical suppliers of emergency personnel to make sure everyone is safe on the track. With these crazy hard-hitting action out there, we got to keep them safe. That is Comet, your lead jammer for the Gorge All-Stars.
Yeah, Comet, another jammer in this game that has really shown out. A little bit different style, say, than Assassin, just continuing to keep the feet moving. It's almost kind of a perpetual motion machine out here.
And everybody's going down right now as a big tumble on that turn. One skater going to sit in the penalty box as responsible from Gorge as we bring back another of Sonoma's, returning a full roster of Sonoma back to the track in just a few. As Comet re-enters at that 3-wall at the back. Oh, 1 foot in the air, taking that hit.
Yeah, once again, you barely ever see those feet stop moving no matter what. Comet always takes a bounce.
She's always almost only on 1 foot. She's never on both.
Yeah, and sometimes you get a pirouette, turn around, and go the other direction with that activity.
Foxy Trotter looking in, but not enough time on the clock as we wind it down. We're looking at about 4 minutes, 54 seconds to go, and we got about 64 points separating these teams.
Yeah, it looks like now we're starting to see a little bit more time conscious coming here from the Gorge bench. Willing to go ahead and kind of happy to keep where the differential is, extend it out just a little bit at a time in favor of losing some of that game clock. So we're down to 4:30 left to go here. So we're going to reset this two teams back in like a vegan. Swole Destroya. Swole Destroya, it's been a little bit since we've seen Swole Destroya. Almost 10 complete jams since they've been on the track. And now going to have a power jam opportunity quickly at the start of this jam. Well, never mind. Never
You
mind.
spoke too soon, speaker. And right now we are having a jammer swap. I had that happening in one game. Every time I'd compliment the blocker, it'd be the moment they would go to the box.
So surprisingly enough, this is now our fourth jam of the game where we will not have any possibility of a lead jammer.
Everybody's got to really put that endurance. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go on that jam clock. Cheer for your team, friends. Any Gorge fans in the house? Like a vegan out of that track and shooting up the inside. Swole Destroyer now out. This is what I think about that.
Yeah, we're seeing how this is affecting gameplay here too. You get these 2-minute jams late in a game like this, unplanned. It's really hard on your defenders. Already should have a little bit of fatigue setting in over a long weekend. So sometimes you're just not quite able to get in the position you want to play the way you normally do, and so we start seeing skaters heading off to the penalty box.
Well, that's right. I mean, again, 3 games in 3 days. Some of these teams having played twice in 1 day. Right now, the last few minutes of this game are still pretty stinking hot as the pack speeds up to try to get Like a Vegan through. Little help does it, and they are out. 4 points on that pass, and now Swole Destroyer with an opportunity to get their points. Will they do it? Gets knocked all the way down immediately. Inside line. Like a Vegan, 1 to go. And they are through. Like a Vegan for 4.
Yeah, just watching bodies, just it's like you're playing pool and you're making a break. It's like one body hits and everything just kind of scatters, and then it comes back and hits again.
That is the biggest jam right now for Gorge. 16-point jam for Like a Vegan. It makes me want to kind of be a vegan. I don't know. It's like I'm thinking about it now. But Sonoma County answered with 12 points on that. So let's give a cheer for Sonoma County. That was also a huge jam. 12 points as well, bringing our score past the century mark. 170-102, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and a few more to go.
So yeah, we have a good crowd still sitting over here. How you doing, folks? You having a good time still?
That is right. We see our Sonoma fans with the blue hair over there. We like it. Looking good. Oh, maybe Gorge fans over there with the blue hair. Everybody's got blue hair.
Blue is a color that we're seeing out here on the track. I kind of like it. I really do like the blues.
All right. We like Louisiana Slamma going up against Sasson again.
You know, it's surprising. I'm sitting here looking at it now that only maybe I believe the second time these two have actually been on the jam line together now, both here in the second half. Doesn't really matter for Sasson because Sasson is just playing to the namesake right now, just absolutely killing this lead.
Again, Sasson for Gorge Rollers. And Sasson jumping in, deciding, I'm going to keep going. Giving the opportunity for Louisiana Slamma to get some points, but knocked to the outside, and a cut track being issued for Louisiana, or excuse me, not for Louisiana, for the blocker in that last.
Yeah, you always see that the jam ref making the call, and it always takes a moment to figure out, is it the jammer? Is it not? But yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling this out because basically game clock and the jam clock so close, only about 30 seconds differential between the two. So time is the friend of Gorge with this lead.
Usually the friend of nobody, but Gorge is really having a great game today. And Sasson just following right up the pivot decides, I'm not going to get through this wall of Sonoma, but I am going to get 2 points. Wow, this is one fantastic, furious game and super speedy out there on the track.
Well, it's just an incredibly active game, and at no point have we ever really, I mean, yes, the blockers are locking down, they're slowing them down, but even when the jammer's not driving forward very far, there's just a frenetic pace to all of the motion out here on the track.
All right, fans, let's hear you cheer for your team. This is it. We've got Rowdy Bout It in the blue, Comet in the white. It's anybody's game for this last one. As both benches rise to cheer on their teammates at the top of the turn, we still have yet to have a lead jammer. Who will it be? It is Comet. And Rowdy Bout It has yet to get past the Gorge City blockers. Finally released as Comet coming for points.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see what teams do at the end of a game when they have the lead.
Playing smart.
Yeah.
Don't get in the box. Don't want to finish in the box. Comet's going to skate clean. Going to take every opportunity to re-enter legally. Going to have to recycle back behind number 5-0. That's Shira Badass trying to get another piece on Comet. Rowdy Bout It pushing. Any Bout It fans in the house, encourage your jammer.
Yeah, Comet got through that first initial, not finding that same opportunity here on the second. Trying to take the step back, seeing if any space would open up. It did, but doesn't matter. Two blockers still sitting there, ready to make the catch and return now.
And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this amazing matchup behind the winners. And in a moment, we'll give you the official, but it appears that the Gorge Roller Derby All-Stars are taking this one home, finishing out the Big O with a win.
Yeah, fantastic gameplay out of both of these teams. Big ups. I am so happy to have been here to be a part of games for both of these squads. Super fantastic.
That's right. Keep your action turned to track 3. The next game over here is going to be the Vancouver Murder. I see them getting ready, going up against the Golden State. They're coming off of a win last night from Portland that was one for the books against Bridgetown. So let's see, Vancouver, track 3. Thank you, friends. I'm Apple Bottoms Up.
I'm Speaker of the House.
We'll see you next time.